Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King. And today I'm going to be giving you part 4 of What If Naruto Was a Prodigy from the Senju, Uchiha and Uzumaki clan. Remember to get this one to 100 like as usual. Share this to all of your friends on your social media platform. And also guys, if you're new and this is the first time hearing my voice, yes, I indeed have 4 channels: Anime King, Anime King 2, Anime King 3, and Anime Prince. 4 channels that I post what if on every single day for you guys to enjoy. Links will be down in the description. I already posted a brand new episode over on Anime King 2 of What If Naruto Was Banished from Konoha and Made Them Regret It, so go ahead, check out that and enjoy. And yeah, without wasting more time, what do you say we jump right into this brand new episode? Don't forget to turn on the bell notification. So let's begin now guys. So, the last part that we left off, Itachi was covered in blood as Naruto was shocked as he appeared in his room. Confused, Itachi told him. He told Naruto everything that happened that led him up to this situation. As Naruto asked where Shisui was dead. He has been now, for some time. That is why he had not come to the training ground. That is why they were becoming so distant. As Itachi asked Naruto to watch over his younger brother, Sasuke, for him, before he left the village. After that, Naruto went into a kind of a depression state. Having someone that he looked up to as his older brother having to go through so much, as he heard villagers calling Itachi a monster when he actually saved all of their life. It angered Naruto, no, it pissed him off. The Hokage had to spoke to him, as he told him that the information must be kept a secret regarding what truly happened with Uchiha, as it was Itachi's will for it to be kept a secret, to keep his clan from further shame, and he would take all the hate, as Naruto was angry about that. So much angry that he was starting to neglect his friendship with Hana, Yujiro, and Hayate, as there was a few kids that tried to bully Naruto, but he used a single stone and put all of them in their place. A few months passed after that. Over the few months, Naruto had mellowed out as Hana and Yujiro had gotten to him, Yujiro mostly, as she was able to talk to him and get him to calm down, promising that she would be here for him as a friend. So with that, they took the exam and it was not really hard, as Naruto and them passed through rather quickly. Upon passing through, they were going to be placed in a team. As Hiruzen spoke to someone within his office, as he spoke to the person about Naruto and Naruto's growth. It did not take too long for the teams to be announced as Naruto was placed in a team, Team 12 to be exact, with Hana and Yujiro. As Naruto was happy to hear that, as the both of them were his friends. They met up with their sensei, which was none other than Shikaku Nara. He was the head of the Nara clan, as he had them introduce themselves. The next day they had a test, as he told them that he was too lazy to teach all 3 of them, that is why he just wanted to teach one of them. So if 2 of them would go ahead and drop out. Hearing that, the girls become rather upset hearing that, as they would not do that to one another, so they dropped out together as they turned towards Naruto. However, they were willing to let him go along and take the apprenticeship. But Naruto got up as he wouldn't do that to them. They were his friends and he would not leave them out like that. It was then that Shikaku told them that they all passed. They were shocked, as he explained that he loved how they stuck with one another, despite the odds and despite what they were told. And that is the bonding of a true team. So with that, they became Team 12, as Shikaku spoke to the Hokage about that. He also spoke to Naruto about informing the girls about who he actually was, regarding what was inside of him. As Naruto brought the girls over after having some deep inner thought, he told them, as they were surprised. They were also angry, Yujiro being more so about the 4th Hokage using him without his consent, as he was just a baby to put him through that. When Naruto announced that he was a son of the 4th, now that was shocking. All of that was a bit too much of the girls. Took a while to digest all of that. They never knew that they were amongst royalty, as they started teasing about that. As their sensei watched as the three of them got together as he allowed them be. Hana spoke to her mother regarding Naruto, as her mother already knew who Naruto was. That is why she was asking to invite him over. Her mother knew Naruto's mother. So with that, Team 12 was gonna take their first official mission. They were excited, Hana and Uchiha more so, as they were excited to go on some super high rank mission when they found out what D rank missions were. As Shikaku took pleasure out of making them miserable as he chuckled at their dismay when they realized that they had to pick up rubbish. They were truly pissed off at that as he lay in the shade, as they were in the sun picking up rubbish. Yes, that is what D rank missions were all about. So yeah guys, basically that's what I thought. You guys can switch across to play check for yourself, and also guys, don't forget to go ahead and check out the other what ifs of the other channels. Yes, I indeed have 4 of them guys, which I post what if on every single day for you guys to enjoy. And don't forget to go ahead and check out the other channels that I post. What if Naruto was banished from Konoha and made them regret it already? And a new movie of Anime Prince, so go ahead and check out that guys, a crossover. So yeah, without further ado or wasting any more time, what do you say we jump right into this brand new episode? Begin now guys. After doing a few more D-rank missions, over the few following days, Team 12 stood together in the training ground. This is the worst possible start of our career, said Uchiha. This is really child labor, sensei. Quit complaining, Purple-chan, said Shikaku. You'll be doing these kind of missions until you're ready for more advanced stuff. From now on, we'll be taking some missions in the morning and then later doing some training here to keep your skills up. As the 3 Genins nodded at him as he continued, I want to know, have you guys completed the tree walking and water walking exercise? Yep, my mom already taught that to me, said Hana. Uchiha also nodded. I also completed that. As Shikaku then turned towards Naruto, he knew that Naruto had the most chakra out of all of them. However, the Hokage told him that he spent some time training with Shisui and Itachi, as he wondered what they had taught him. I also know that as well, sensei, said Naruto. Shikaku nodded as he was very pleased about that. That meant less work for him, as he wouldn't have to go on and explain the whole chakra theory thing and the exercise thing. He could now move on to some advanced training. That's good. It means you guys have some decent chakra control to start training in your element nature. As he reached into his pocket and pulled out 3 papers as he held them out. Take these chakra papers and channel your chakra into them. This will show us what element you have an affinity for. What does chakra element and elemental affinity mean, sensei? Hana asked. As she looked at the paper that she took, there are 5 basic type of chakra natures. Fire, wind, water, lightning, and earth. Most people chakra naturally lean towards a certain element. These slips of paper will help us find yours. It will tear in half for wind, burn for fire, get soggy for water, crumble for earth, and crinkle for lightning. Hana went first as he channeled chakra into the paper, and as a result the paper crumbled. You have an affinity for earth, said Shikaku. Uchiha went next as her paper went soggy. So I got an affinity for water, she said. As Naruto was next, he then channeled chakra into the paper as he guessed that it would burn, given his fire style abilities already. However, the paper split in half, as both of the parts wrinkled. His teammates also looked towards him in surprise. That's quite interesting. It's quite a rare combination you got there, Naruto. Shikaku said with a raised eyebrow. Wait, what does that mean? Said Uchiha. It means that he has an affinity for both wind and lightning, Shikaku said. I can see that, sensei, but how? How can he have an affinity for 2 elements? Said Uchiha. You said that people's chakra nature lean towards a certain element, and here he has 2. Well, that is true, but some people are gifted naturally with 2 elements. You can also develop your second affinity by training in it. And you can also do jutsu of other elements, but that will take too much chakra out of you. Most Jonins have 2 chakra natures. It's one of the requirements of becoming a Jonin after all. But you should also be aware that all 5 natures balance each other out. How? Said Hana. Well, to put it simply, fire, water, lightning, wind, and earth each have an advantage and disadvantage connecting to the other. For example, fire is stronger than wind, but at the same time weaker against water. Each element has an advantage over the other and is weak against another. Man, this is so complicated, Hana said as she rubbed her forehead. You guys wanted something interesting today, so I decided to give you something. So don't bother me with it, he said. I shouldn't even begin to even teach you about this yet. Many shinobis do not start their elemental training until their chunin level. But you guys have enough chakra, so I decided to go with it. So what are we gonna do now, sensei? Asked Naruto as Shikaku simply shrugged his shoulders. Unfortunately for you guys, I am not a ninjutsu specialist, so I will have to arrange something for you all. But don't worry, I'll get some low level jutsus for you guys to start with tomorrow. Also, for your physical training, I'll be applying some weight seals on all three of you, and you'll be doing your missions and your training with the seals on. It will help to increase your speed and improve your chakra control. As he applied the seals to them, before he activated them, once he did, the genins were struggling to stand straight. I think you're trying to kill us, Sensei, Hana said. At least, show us some mercy. You'll get used to it in time, Shikaku said. After all, don't you guys want to get strong? Now come on, give me 20 laps around the field. You're crazy, both Yujiro and Hana said. As Naruto was not finding it that difficult as the other two. Itachi had used some weights on him before for him to train, but these were much more heavier. As the three of them started to run, a few hours later the genins were relaxing after their intense workout session. After running, they did some shuriken jutsu practice, some taijutsu training, and then they focused on their team formation. Man, I'm so tired, Hana said. You all did well today. Get used to this from now on. This will be our daily schedule. Shikaku told them as Hana and Yujiro glared at him. As Naruto realized it was already evening, the sun was about to go down soon. As he got up. Where are you going, Naruto? Said Yujiro. The sun is starting to set, said Naruto. So I'm going to enjoy the view because I have nothing else important to do right now. Well then, I want to come as well, Hana said. I have nothing else to do. As Naruto thought it over. Sure, he said. As he glanced. What about you, he said, looking towards Yujiro. As she nodded her head, he then glanced up towards the lazy sensei. Come on, sensei, come with us. Troublesome, said Shikaku, as he accepted their offer. It would be good for some team bonding. Time skip. Hokage Monument. Wow. Both Hana and Yujiro said, as they stood on top of the Hokage's, the fourth Hokage's head, glancing over the village as the entire place was ignited in a brilliant shade from the sun setting. This is so beautiful. I've never seen anything like this in my life before, said Yujiro. I always used to come here with the Hokage to enjoy the view. It's always peaceful here, said Naruto. Even Shikaku was enjoying the time as well. Just leaving every troublesome thing behind and relaxing was what he loved to do. Can I ask you something, Naruto? Said Yujiro. As he turned towards her and nodded his head. Why didn't you ever talk much in class? She asked him. As Naruto thought about his academy days, he had his priorities straight. He was there to, well, get through, not to make friends or do really anything fun. And besides, to him, the other kids did not really interest him. They had it easy. That is what he saw, and they did not understand the outside world. There was nothing to talk about, said Naruto, and no one really understood me there. They were all living in their fantasy world, thinking that nothing is wrong with this world. They were not doing anything wrong with that, Shikaku said. That's what they were supposed to do, and that is what you were supposed to do as well. That is why we have an academy, to let students make friends before becoming a ninja. However, Hana was curious, then why? Why did you start to talk and hang out with us? Well, you guys were the first one that came to me to just talk, without telling me how strong I was, or crumbling, or asking me out on a date, or telling me how cute I was. Tuh, Yujiro snorted. And which girl wants to go on a date with you, she said. Oh, you'd be surprised, said Naruto. As he spoke. What about you? Why did you want to become a kunoichi, he asked. I am not from any clan, and even in my family, not many people become shinobi, said Yujiro. Only my father and grandfather were shinobi. Actually, I'm the first kunoichi from my family. So I wanted to become as strong as possible so I can make my parents proud of me. I also want to become a kunoichi to make my mother and my clan proud, said Hana. Naruto nodded as he was not really surprised by their responses. He had already heard those things from other people as well, but at least they were serious with their training and their careers. You know, you always say that you want to become Hokage, but you never really mention any particular reason. Is it because of who your ancestors were, and you want to live up to them? Asks Uchiha. As Naruto hesitated to tell them the real reason, the last time he told someone about this, and that was in a class when he was younger, they laughed at him. Well, that's not totally wrong, said Naruto. I want to live up to my predecessor's name. However, the main reason is, I want to stop the fighting in this world. His answer seemed to surprise his teammates. What do you mean by that, Naruto? Shikaku asks. As Naruto looked ahead towards the setting sun, as he thought for a moment before he spoke up. I may not have seen any war, or anyone dying in front of me, but I know that war brings meaningless death and suffering. Shinobis kill each other in the name of the village, but to stop that I need power, and the people enlist the people that possess power. So I want to be the greatest ninja ever, great enough so I can erase all meaningless fighting from this world, and being Hokage would give me the power to do that. I'm surprised to hear you talk so mature. You're only 10 and yet you speak about the shinobi world like you've already witnessed it, Shikaku said. Yeah, you sometimes talk very weird, said Uchiha. It's sometimes hard to figure you out. The moment I think I understand you, you go and say something like this. As Naruto chuckled a bit, however there was some bitterness in his chuckle. I can totally agree with you on that. I don't even know myself up till now. I'm still trying to figure myself out. Am I the Jinchuuriki of the Kyuubi, just a village weapon to be used in war? Or am I Naruto Uzumaki, on whom some people trusted for what they had left behind? He spoke in a bitter tone. So many people expected great things from him, and it was a lot. Stop talking nonsense, Uchiha said, as she glared at him. I told you before, it doesn't matter if you have a Kyuubi seal in your gut, or if you're the son or the great-grandson of the Hokage. You're still your own person. You have your own life in front of you to do what you want. Nothing is written in stone and everyone carve their own path. And stop putting so much pressure on yourself because of your family name. The Naruto I know will never crack under any pressure. He can overcome anything. As Naruto looked at her in surprise, before he smiled a moment later. When did you become so smart, Purple-chan, he said, as Hana and Shikaku smiled at them. Alright, Shikaku said, it's getting late. You guys go home and rest. You will have a busy day tomorrow. He wanted to leave because he had some things to discuss with the Hokage. And don't be late, he said. With that, he vanished, leaving them there. Moments later, Hokage's office. I'm concerned with Naruto, the way he thinks, Shikaku said to the Hokage after he had departed and arrived here to speak with the man. These should not be the thoughts of a 10-year-old child. It's not good for him to have these kind of thoughts. Hiruzen was troubled at his words. This is indeed troubling, Shikaku. Yes, he's feeling too much weight because of too much expectations. Keep an eye on him, and don't let him do anything too unnecessary. I am worried that Danzo might try to make a move on him. He has always kept a close eye on his progress. I have already informed Naruto about him, and told him to be very careful. But on the other hand, it's also good that Naruto opened up with his teammates. After the death of Shizu and Itachi going rogue, he has started to act cold and closed himself off to people around him. It's good to see that he's overcoming that. Also, his teammates are very understanding. They tease him, but underneath it all, they support him. I think they're good for him. Yes indeed, I'm certain now that my decision to put him on a team with them was certainly the right one. Well, that's all I want to discuss, Shikaku said. Look after him, Shikaku. Don't worry, I will. With that, the man left the office. Time skip. It's been 2 months. 2 months since Naruto graduated and become a genin. His relationship with his team has also gotten a lot deeper as well. Of course, Hana and Uchiha did not stop teasing when they got the chance, but Naruto felt like his team was perfect for him. They were always able to execute their mission without any fuss, and Naruto was glad because he had no intentions of failing. Although he was a bit irritated that his team had not been sent out on any difficult missions yet. So far, the only difficult mission that he could think of was when they were sent to guard a businessman, and they faced off against a low rank missing ninja from the mist. Naruto knew that if he was gonna rise up and surpass all the other previous Hokages to become one of the greatest that ever walked this planet, he was gonna need more challenging missions, and his strength was also gonna need to grow as well. That is why he spent a lot of time polishing his skills under his Jonin Sensei's supervision. At the moment, the group was walking back to their village. They were coming back from another successful mission. At least the mission had been important, if not difficult. They were assigned to guard the daimyo back towards the land of fire capital. This mission was a waste of time, Hana said. I was expecting some kind of actions in this. Shikaku sighed. The lands have all relaxed now and it's much safer to travel. Know that it's not wartime. Which is why the village can assign this sort of mission to a genuine team. It was still boring, we just wasted our time, she said, as she pouted. Guarding the daimyo was a very important job for us, said Shikaku. Uchiha turned towards him with a deadpan stare. How was that mission important for us, sensei? There was still an anbu squad, keeping an eye on things from the shadows. And the daimyo even had his own 12 guardian ninjas to protect him. We were just a formality in that mission. Nothing more, nothing less, said Naruto. Well, if you guys want to put it like that, then yes, said Shikaku. The roads are quite safe since the end of the Third Great Shinobi War. So the team that has distinguished himself as the most promising genuine team is assigned to guard the daimyo each year. So that is why you guys should feel proud that the village higher-ups acknowledge our team as the best. Well, when you put it like that, I don't see anything wrong with it, said Naruto. Shikaku rolled his eyes. It might be best if we increase our pace, otherwise we won't be back until nightfall. The three genins nodded as they made their way at a fast pace. Some hours later they returned. It was still early evening. Time skip, Hokage's tower. So the trip went without any incident, Hiruzen said. Yes, nothing major happened, other than some bandits, said Shikaku. But nothing my team could not handle. The daimyo was also very pleased with the service that he got. As Hiruzen nodded as he smiled towards the genins. You all did well, he said. Guarding the daimyo is a very important assignment. Your payments will be transferred to your accounts. Now go and rest a little, but come to my office tomorrow morning early because I have a very important mission for you. The team nodded as they bowed in respect before they exit the office. Sometime later, what a tiring day it was, said Uchiha, as they walked towards the barbecue shack to get something to eat. As Shikaku was walking behind them, hands in his pockets. But just then someone appeared and blocked Naruto's path. As Shikaku was instantly on guard, the man glanced down towards Naruto. It seems I finally get to meet you. If I'm not mistaken, you are the Naruto Uzumaki that I've been hearing so much about. As only one of the men's eye was visible, the rest was covered in bandages, his arm as well over to the other side. As Naruto met the man's gaze, You're a bearer of bad luck, boy, he said without any emotion. Bad luck? Said Naruto as he had an unreadable look on his face. Your birth led to the destruction and led to your own parents' demise. As he pointed towards Naruto's stomach, chaos will follow you through your life. Your destiny cannot be changed. As Naruto stared up at the man, What do you want, Danzo? Shikaku spoke up with a glare. I just wanted to meet young Naruto here since I've heard so much about him, Danzo said. They say that he's one of the most talented and gifted shinobis, one that only come once in a generation. I have a question for you, Naruto Uzumaki. Naruto did not speak as he just looked at the man. 10 of your brethren has been shipwrecked, and one of them has caught a nasty infectious disease. If he's allowed to live, the other 9 will also get sick and die. If you were the captain of that ship, what judgment would you hand down? Without hesitation, Naruto offered a response. No matter what, the one who is sick is destined to die. If I was a captain, my first priority would be to save the life of the other 9. I would choose to kill the one and save the 9. As Danzo looked down towards him, a very ambiguous response. As he passed by Naruto as he spoke, I look forward to meeting you again. As Naruto felt the malicious echo of the man's voice sully his heart with darkness. Naruto, Shikaku said, bringing Naruto out of his thoughts. I don't like that man, said Uchiha. There's just something off about him. Sensei, who is that man? Hana said. I've seen him in the Hokage office before, and he gave me the shivers. Danzo Shamira, Shikaku said, as he watched the man. He's a close aide of the third Hokage. As Naruto held up his hand towards his chest. Sensei, he said, what does he mean by chaos will follow me throughout my life? Shikaku placed a hand on Naruto's shoulder. Don't pay too much attention to what he says. Just keep your distance away from that man. Hokage-sama already warned you about him, I think. As Naruto nodded, but he still could not get Danzo words out of his mind. This also must be the Danzo that Itachi once mentioned. as Naruto was sure that this man also had something to do with the Uchiha massacre as he continued his walk with his teammates, but his mind was still focusing on that man. The next morning, Team 12 stood in front of the building of the Hokage as they waited on Shikaku. Finally, minutes later, their Jonin sensei arrived as they made their way inside to get their mission. "Ah, good you're all here," Hiruzen said. "As I said, I had a mission for you. Probably gonna be something born again," Uchiha muttered towards her teammates. As Hiruzen overheard her though, "No, Uchiha-chan," he said. "Actually, it's a very important mission. A mission that involved village security. A B rank, borderline A rank mission." Their eyes widened at that, surprise. Hiruzen got serious as he handed a file to Shikaku. As Shikaku read the name, Mizuki, an academy instructor, and a Chunin rank ninja. What about him? A few months back, his two teammates died on a simple B rank mission. Upon inspecting their bodies, we found out that there was no major injuries that would have caused their death, and we found that the both of them died by suffocation. This led us to suspect that Mizuki was the one behind it. So without letting him know, we monitor his activities, and we found out that he's providing secret information to a village enemy. This does not sound like a mission Genin should be involved with, Shikaku said. Hiruzen nodded. That is true, but all the anbus and jonins I could spare are out of the village. As you know, with the loss of the Uchiha clan, our forces have been left weakened. Your team is the only other one that can handle this kind of mission. So what do we have to do, said Naruto. He was satisfied that they finally had a good sounding mission even though it was only a B rank. Investigate what kind of information he's supplying to the enemy and arrest him for the crimes against the village, but make sure that he's alive to be interrogated. Moments later, as they all stood on top of the administration building. So how are we gonna go on with this mission? Hana asked. It's morning now, which means Mizuki will be at the academy. Shikaku spoke. It gives us the opportunity to search his house, but we also have to keep an eye on him. Hana and I will go to his house. Naruto and Uchiha will monitor his movements from the shadows. All Genins nodded. But do not make a move on him until I get back, said Shikaku. A moment later, Shikaku gave the command as he vanished off with Hana. Time skip. Ninja Academy. Naruto and Uchiha arrived as they hid themselves within the trees. Iruka stood in front of a group of 7-year-olds. Their target was there as well. He had light blue hair with green eyes. He was wearing the standard Chunin uniform, as his headband was shaped like a bandana. Why are there two instructors in the same class, said Naruto. I heard the academy system got changed up this year. It's a lot easier now, and early graduation has been banned because of what happened with the Uchiha clan. Naruto nodded. He knew that a lot had changed after the Uchiha massacre. You were quite lucky that they let you graduate early, Naruto, said Uchiha. The village was in need of more shinobis because of threat of war. Because of everything going on that time. You know there was a attempted kidnapping for the Hyuga heiress by a cloud shinobi, and not to mention, a stone spy was found within the village. As Uchiha nodded, Naruto knew that she was also offered a chance to graduate early, 1 year, but her parents did not approve. She then glanced towards him. Tell me, Naruto, she said. What if someone tried to kidnap me? What would you do? As Naruto did not want to give her the answer that she was looking for. I think I would be very thankful, and I would also help the person to take you away. I mean, with you gone, I would have one less thing to worry about. She glared at him as she turned her head away, causing Naruto to smirk. It was always him on the receiving end. However, being around them for this long, Naruto had picked up a thing or two. They continued their mission seriously after that, and if they did not get debriefed by the Hokage, they would have never guessed that this guy was a spy. He was polite with every student within the class, and just by looking they could see that Iruka and Mizuki were good friends who had known each other for a long time. Half of the day went by like that as they watched him from the shadows. They saw nothing that would make them say that he was a traitor, but Naruto knew never to judge someone by their appearance. Some moments later, the others joined back up with them. As Uchiha spoke up, did you guys find anything valuable? Not just anything. That guy has full information on our anbu and regular forces. He's a rat, Hana said. Did anything happen here? Asked Shikaku. Everything went normally, said Uchiha. Shikaku nodded. We have all the evidence that we need, but we should also look into it if he was working with someone inside the village, or if he's alone in this. As all of them watched, as the students came out to the academy grounds, Aruka and Mizuki with them. Hey sensei, that kid. That looked like he is almost sleeping. He looks just like you. Troublesome. He's my son. Shikamaru, said Shikaku. They heard Aruka speaking with the kids and informing them of the rules of sparring. Now, Shikamaru and Choji, please come forward. Their sensei's son and a chubby-looking kid came forward as they stood in a circle. As Aruka went through the rules, the chubby kid raised his hand. Sensei? What is it, Choji? Aruka asks. The thing is, I really don't want to fight against my friends, you know? Well, look, Choji, said Aruka with a smile. This is not like a fight. This is traditional shinobi hand-to-hand combat. Even our Hokage and those before him participate and became strong through sparring. As Shikamaru simply shrugged his shoulders as he started to walk off the field. Yeah, just say that Choji won with I being out of bounds. Okay, sensei? Then move on to the next spar, Shikamaru said. Hey, wait, Aruka said, trying to stop him. You might be calling this fight training or whatever, but if it's gonna be a winner, then it's actually a match. And if that is the case, wouldn't it save you the trouble to just decide who wins from the start? Said Shikamaru. The Genins within the trees turned towards their sensei. He is so your son, sensei, said Yujiro. Yeah, he doesn't have motivation to do anything, just like you, said Hana, with a small chuckle. Troublesome, said Shikaku. Later, after nightfall, the team followed Mizuki as he made his way towards the forest. They already informed the Hokage of their findings, and they were told to arrest Mizuki as soon as possible. Their plan was to attack him within the forest, away from the village. Shikaku told them that they will be doing the arrest on their own, and he will be keeping watch from behind. As they came deeper in the forest, they noticed that there was another person in the clearing, practicing. It was Aruka. Damn it. They remained hidden, waiting for the right moment. Aruka, what are you doing out here at this time, said Mizuki. Oh, it's you, Mizuki. I came out here to train, but I'm just finishing now, as he sat on a nearby log, as Mizuki sat with him. So, how's the academy so far, Aruka said. Are you enjoying your time there? Well, the academy is alright, but teaching those brats in the class, it's really annoying sometimes. Aruka laughed at that. Come on, they're not that bad, and some of them are quite talented. Well, they're still annoying to me, said Mizuki. Don't worry, it will improve with time, said Aruka. As Mizuki shrugged, you must be pretty high in Hokage-sama opinion for him to let you teach a class of clan heirs. So who would you say is the strongest out of all of them? Well, I don't like to compare my students together like that, but if I had to pick one, I guess I would go with one of the students from my last batch. I have never seen a student like him in my entire career. I can't even compare him with anyone else. He was in a league of his own. Who is he? Naruto Uzumaki. He graduated from the top year, despite only being 9 years old. The Kyuubi kid, said Mizuki. His face became dark. Don't joke like that, Aruka. He doesn't even deserve to become a shinobi. I don't even understand why the Hokage allowed a thing like that to be won. Aruka got to his feet in anger. He's not a thing, Mizuki. He's a very kind-hearted boy who had a hard time growing up, but he did not let other people's opinion affect him. Mizuki simply waved him off. You don't have to put up an act in front of me, Aruka. I understand you just pretended in front of the Hokage to get on his good side. You had to be the one that hated him the most, after all. He's the one that killed your parents in the attack. But one day, I'm gonna kill that demon, Aruka. As this was going on, what Mizuki said did not bother Naruto in the slightest. After all, Mizuki was a traitor and he was gonna pay for it. Hearing that, Aruka turned as his fist slammed into Mizuki's face, knocking him off the log. How can you say something like that? Despite whatever you think, he's a child. You call him a monster, and yet, here are the things that come out of your mouth. You are the monster, Aruka said, glaring down towards him. So hear my words clearly, Mizuki. Don't you dare try anything with Naruto, or you're gonna regret it. Mizuki chuckled as he touched his jaw. Are you seriously fighting me over that monster? The fourth Hokage gave us a chance by sealing the demon away, and that demon is just waiting for the chance to strike. We should strike it down before it does so. After all, that is what monsters do. You're right, that is what monsters do. But Naruto is not a monster. He's one of the most talented shinobis I've ever seen before. A very kind, hard-working kid. He's Naruto Uzumaki, a ninja of the hidden leaf. And remember that. Mizuki laughed. You're pathetic, Haruka, he said, siding with that monster. You're useless to me now. I needed power, so I told you. Let the Hokage allow me to serve in the academy with you. But now that I got what I needed, I'm afraid I no longer need you. Mizuki launched kunais towards him. Haruka jumped away. Haruka had trained pretty hard, so he was still tired. As Haruka was jumping back, Mizuki summoned a Fuma Shuriken and launched it. Haruka's eyes went wide when suddenly a flash. The shuriken was sent sailing as it slammed right into a tree. Standing there was none other than Naruto. You are under arrest for your crimes against the hidden leaf, Mizuki. Give up now. Naruto's voice was emotionless as he looked towards the man. Mizuki couldn't believe who appeared on the field. As Mizuki saw two other flashes, as his teammates appear, and behind him 3 dogs, growling at him. Oh, look who we have here. Mizuki chuckled. I wasn't expecting to see you, brat, he said. Hey, would you like to know something? A secret that has been kept away from you. As Mizuki smirked. Mizuki, you bastard, Haruka said. You were the one that killed the 4th Hokage. You're the Kyuubi. You're the monster that attacked the village 10 years ago. As Mizuki smirked, expecting to see something, but Naruto's face was blank, emotionless. Come quietly, or we'll use force against you, said Naruto. Mizuki narrowed his eyes at the 2 girls and the dogs. As he chuckled, you really are a demon. Not even caring what I said. You can't even show emotions, can you? But don't worry. I'll kill you and the others right here and now. Besides, none of you are a match for me. You should just stay where you are. After all, I am a chunin and you're nothing but a genin. I'll become the hero once I take your life. Mizuki then threw several shurikens as Naruto jumped. Mizuki rushed forward and slammed a kunai into Naruto's guts. He smirked. He pulled the kunai out and drove it towards Naruto's throat. That is when Naruto's body burst into feathers. Said feathers turned into crows as they started to attack Mizuki, the black crows picking at his head. Mizuki cried out, waving his hands, trying to get rid of the crows. Now, said Naruto, as he stood above in the trees. Naruto jumped off as he came down. His feet lashed out with a brutal kick in the back of Mizuki's neck, causing the man's head to slam into the ground as he knocked him out cold. As Naruto landed softly, as Shikaku came out. Good job, Naruto, he said, as he made his way to check on Haruka. That is when Uchiha walked up towards Naruto as she touched him. For a moment there, she saw Naruto got stabbed, and he didn't disperse or anything, and she thought that she punched him in the stomach to make sure that he was real. You idiot! I thought that he... You know, you didn't have to punch me, said Naruto. But I'm alright. It was just a clone with a substitution, said Naruto, looking up at her, as he saw her eyes were moist. Incredibly so. Don't do that again, she said, walking away. As Naruto made his way towards Haruka. You've gotten stronger, Naruto, he said. Thanks for saving my life. It's no problem, Sensei. I'm glad that you're okay. As Shikaku walked over and picked up the unconscious Mizuki. Well, time to report back in, he said. Time skip. 3 months later, a man was waving a kunai up in the sky. As he was just waving it crazily, when Naruto appeared behind him and placed a hand on his back. Are you done yet? The man spun around. The thing that you've been trying to desperately cut in half is my genjutsu. What? The man said, confused. Do you want to have a dream again? Said Naruto. No, said the man, backing away. Please, have mercy. As he dropped to his knees, Naruto stepped forward as he looked down towards the man, tears streaming down his face. Naruto, a voice called out, as Naruto looked behind to see Shikaku, along with his 2 other teammates coming. Did you catch him? Said Naruto as he turned his gaze back towards the man on the ground. As they walked over towards him, as Uchiha stood there, along with Hana. You can't just sneak in the village and misrepresent your history Just because he wants to be a ninja, you know? That's not how people become ninjas. I'm sorry, the man said, apologizing. By the way, Shikaku said, this kid here is only 10, and we got them all over the place. The man's eyes widened hearing that. A resident of the Land of Fire had slipped into the village with the intent of being a ninja. They were to secure him and put the fear of a ninja in him. That was their current mission, another D rank. Supposedly, according to Shikaku, D rank missions label a genuine team into shape. But Naruto wasn't on board with that. It has been 3 months since they did any decent mission above C rank. The mission to capture Mizuki was the last one, which had been a B rank. Ever since then, it has been nothing but D and C. The routine gave Naruto a growing sense of urgency. Did he really have the time to be doing such a thing? There was no way that these missions were helping him master and improve himself. Way to go, Naruto, said Yuji pat him on the back. After the incident with the whole Mizuki stunt, seeing that Naruto had made it look so realistic that the both of them thought that he was actually dead. The girls had gave him a cold shoulder for an entire month, but now they were back to normal. Alright, let's head back to the village, Shikaku said, as they nodded and headed back. Time skip Hokage's office. Excellent work, Team 12, another successful mission, Hiruzen said. After all your continuous missions, I think you guys deserve a week break. Enjoy your time off. They looked at him in surprise but nodded. Maybe now he will have time to improve his skills without having to worry about any missions. Just 1 second, Naruto, Hiruzen said before he slipped out. There's someone here to meet you. As he gave Naruto a slip of paper, Naruto was surprised who would be here to meet him. It's not like he knew many people or had any outside friends. As he took the paper and read it, he then glanced up. Why are you giving me the address to a hot spring, he asked. You will see once you get there, Hiruzen said, with a small chuckle, as Naruto raised an eyebrow. Okay, he said, as he disengaged from his friend, saying goodbye for the time being, making his way towards the location on the paper, as Naruto wondered who was there to see him, and why did they want to meet at a female hot spring. As he got closer, he heard a noise coming from somewhere. As he looked around, that is when he realized it was behind the walls. Once there, Naruto saw a man sitting on a toad, looking through a hole, and writing down something in a book. Who was this guy that was peeping at bathing women? He had never seen him within the village before. Hey, excuse me, said Naruto, but it is not appropriate to peep on ladies while they're bathing. The man waved him off. Go away, he said. Can't you see I'm doing my research? Naruto tried a couple more times, but the man did not listen to him. As Naruto had enough. If you don't listen to me then, I'll arrest you for inappropriate behavior. This time he turned to look towards Naruto with a raised eyebrow. You're a really funny brat. Tell me, what's your name? Naruto stared at him. Shouldn't you introduce yourself before asking? The man grinned as he turned to face Naruto. He then started to dance in a weird way. People know me as a mountain toad spirit sage who acquire immortality, also commonly called the Toad Mountain Sage, as he jumped down and landed right in front of Naruto. Oh, I see, Naruto thought. He's crazy. He was rather tall, as he had long, spiky white hair. There were red lines under his eyes that extended down his face. Green short kimono with matching pants, as he was wearing Yata sandals. As Naruto noticed, there was a large scroll on his back, and the kanji for oil on his headband, it seems like. So what's your name, brat? As Naruto still didn't know the man's name, but he sighed. My name is Naruto Uzumaki. Ah, so you're finally here. I've been waiting for you, he said, stepping closer to Naruto. Look at you. I couldn't even recognize you now. As Naruto realized this was the person he was supposed to meet. But who was this man? He did not know him. It seems you don't know me. Hasn't Sarutobi Sensei told you about me? I'm Jiraiya. Naruto's eyes widened in shock. Really? This was Jiraiya of the legendary Sannin and his godfather? As Naruto always wanted to meet his relatives, and now that he was face to face with one, he didn't know what to say or even feel. Jiraiya had never forgotten about him. In his time away from the village, he was still looking after him in his own way, making sure that he had what he needed and sending money for him for his expenses. Come on, kid, said Jiraiya, as he expected that from what he heard from Sarutobi, Naruto being quiet. We have a lot to talk about. Time skip. The both of them sat on a cliff near a waterfall, and during their conversation, Jiraiya could not get a good read on Naruto. The Hokage informed him about a few things about the blonde, and he could see that Naruto had a very sharp mind for his age, and a deep understanding about the things around him. But that was to be expected after all. You wouldn't graduate from the academy this early, and be on par with Chonins and even some Jonins if you weren't as sharp as him. As he was already thinking and acting like Minato, and he had cushion as looks. So, you have any pretty girl in your life, he asks, with a perverted grin. I don't have time to waste on such things like that, and besides, I'm still too young, said Naruto. You really need to open up a bit, kid. As Naruto changed the topic, is your mission complete? Are you back within the village? Well, not really. He then grinned. But I wanted to meet my godson and see what he's up to. I've heard many things about you. You're making quite a name for yourself. I'm happy that you came to meet me. I always wanted to meet you after Gigi told me about you. Thank you for taking care of me, even if you're not able to be here with me. But is that the only reason why you're here? Jiraiya shook his head. No. You're gonna come with me. I'll explain everything on the way. Come on, he said, as he took Naruto's shoulder and Sunshin away with him. Moments later, Hokage's office. Hiruzen was calmly doing paperwork and Jiraiya jumped through the window, followed by Naruto, who looked embarrassed by their entry. Hiruzen sighed. It's not even a day you've been back in the village, and you're already back to your old habits and corrupting Naruto in your ways. As Jiraiya simply grinned. I haven't even started yet. Hiruzen shook his head at that comment. You never change, he said. So, what are you doing here, he said. Jiraiya got serious. I want to take Naruto out of the village. As Naruto was surprised by that. Jiraiya told you before. You cannot take Naruto with you, Hiruzen said. It will be dangerous and attract a lot of unwanted attention, which we don't need at the moment. And besides, what about your mission? At least let me finish, Sensei, Jiraiya said. I found Snazzy, location. I thought it would be good for Naruto to meet her, and for her to meet him. She's drowning in the loss and sorrow of her family. She's not even aware that her nephew is alive. And besides, we won't be gone for that long, so you don't have to worry about anything. And it will give me some chance to teach him a few things on the road. Hiruzen's expression remained serious. Are you sure that you have her location? That you'll be able to find her? 100%. Alright, Hiruzen said. You may have permission to take Naruto. I will inform his squad leader. Time skip. It has been quite some time since they left the village now, as both men walked side by side down the road. So, how's the life as a shinobi been treating you? As Naruto turned to look at him. Not very interesting if you ask me. My team has not done very high rank missions. Still chasing after a cat and painting houses. Well, said Jiraiya, that's what genuine teams are supposed to do. You sound like you're in some kind of hurry. I know that, said Naruto, but I want to rise up the ranks as quickly as possible. I don't even get enough time for my personal training because of all the missions. Even in the academy, they did not teach anything important other than theories. As Naruto looked disappointed, causing Jiraiya to laugh, as Naruto wondered what was so funny. That's the exact same thing Minato used to complain about. Always wanted to improve. He even graduated from the academy at the same age as you. You really remind me of him. Can I ask you something, said Naruto. Jiraiya nodded. I was wondering, why would Snazzy think that I'm dead? Jiraiya sighed. It's not really her fault in that. She lost everything that is dear to her within the village. After the attack, Snazzy and I was informed by Anbu that the fort and his wife died, along with their unborn child. Snazzy left that day, swearing to never return to the village. After that, Sensei and I tried multiple times to find her, but it always ended in failure. I understand, said Naruto. Jiraiya looked towards him. You have to understand that there are people in the village that will do anything to get you under their control. Someone like Danzo, said Naruto. Jiraiya paused as he turned towards Naruto. How did you know about him, he asked. Oh, we just crossed paths with one another, and he said hello. This is serious, Naruto, said Jiraiya. Don't worry, said Naruto. Shikaku-sensei was there that time. As Naruto did not want to talk about his meeting with that man, he could never forget that moment, and the man's words were still stuck in his head to this day. They kept on walking. So, can you tell me more about Sneddy? Naruto asked. Huh, you're showing quite an interest in Sneddy, said Jiraiya. Well, I am going to meet her for the first time, so I believe I should know what kind of person she is, said Naruto. I see. So you want to have a good first impression on her? Well, let's see. In a word, she's unpleasant. Also, she likes to gamble a lot, and she's known to be called the legendary sucker in several countries. She liked to gamble ever since she was younger, but her skills and luck just really suck. She's been known by that name since she's been duped out of her money on several occasions, and then she borrowed money and then run away. As Naruto wondered if he was joking, but man, did not seem like he was. What's up with these Sanins, Naruto thought. One is a helpless pervert, and the other one's a gambler. Who knows what kind of person the last one is? Do you know how long it will take to find her? We have to travel for quite a bit, so we can't afford to waste time, said Jiraiya. I'll use the time to train you. You're really gonna teach me, said Naruto. This man was a Sanin, one of the legendary ninjas, known as some of the strongest in the world. Of course, kid, said Jiraiya. Your father was once my student, and I am your godfather, so I think it's my duty to help you get strong. So, said Naruto, what do you have in mind? I'll tell you later, said Jiraiya. But right now we're going to the next town. I heard there's a festival going on today. We're gonna gather a bit of information before we enjoy it a bit before heading out. As both him and Jiraiya made their way, as Naruto simply walked with the man, wondering what exactly the legendary Sanin was gonna teach him. But guys, be and subscribe right here. If you want to see next parts, and do like, subscribe, comment down below, turn on that bell notifications they posted. Remember, share to all of your friends on your social media platform. And don't forget to go ahead and check out the brand new movie over an anime prints of What If Naruto was sent to the Teen Titan universe, and enjoy that. I also post a brand new episode over on Anime King 2 of What If Naruto was banished and make Konoha regret it, so go ahead, check out that and enjoy, guys. And yes, if you're new, I need 4 channels, link in the description for all of them, so yeah, check it out and enjoy. So without further ado, I'm out for now, see you guys soon, peace.